Hi everyone, I'm Steven, and today I'm using cereal boxes and hot glue to make the Green Ranger's Dragon Dagger from Power Rangers. If you're curious, please subscribe, like this video, and let's get to it. To start off, just print out a picture of the dagger that's roughly 16 inches long, cut around the picture of the blade, tape it onto the cardboard, trace it, and then cut it out. Make sure to cut out 2 of these, one for each side of the blade. Go back to the printout and cut out the edge of the blade. Tape that onto some more cardboard, trace it, and leave some extra space along the edge. This can be trimmed down later if you need it. You want some extra space because we want the blade to curve a little bit instead of just being pieces of cardboard stacked on top of each other. Repeat for the other side. Glue the layers together, but make sure you have a section cut out in the center that is the width of whatever you're going to use for the pipe that runs through the blade. The center pipe of the dagger is just a cardboard roll from some wrapping paper that I got from the dollar store. Glue it, sandwiching everything together with the cardboard roll in the center. Trim around the outside of the blade to make sure each side matches up. Tape these 2 pieces together. If you make this prop, try to be neat about the taping part. Any wrinkles will just make it look messy when it's actually painted. To bulk out the handle and make it look a little bit thicker than the pipe that's running through the blade, I wrapped the handle with some additional cereal box cardboard that's cut to size. Roll it as tightly as possible around the cardboard tube, and this will just make it a little bit stronger while also making it thicker. To make the little centerpiece, cut it out of the printout that you made and then tape it onto cardboard and cut that out. Cut out 2 of these, one for each side. Glue the little curved sides together, but on the other side I'm going to need to build out like a little box. This can just be done with some scrap cardboard. With that done, I'm going to work on some of the details and embellishments. I'm going to start off with the bottom of the handle, so I'm tracing 6 or 7 circles that are the diameter of the handle, and then glue them one by one onto the bottom of the handle so it gives it a little bit more height, so I'm just stacking them all together. And then once that's cooled, I'm making a very large hot glue blob on top of that, and I'm spinning the handle in my hand while it cools. The movement is kind of forcing the hot glue to form an even dome as it cools, instead of just pouring off onto the sides. I'm just going to wrap this with a strip of cardboard to clean it up, and then add some thin pieces going vertically for some detail work. Next, I need to draw on where the little buttons are going to be going, and I'm just going to line this up with the picture that I printed out so I can get them evenly spaced. I glued on some corrugated cardboard for the base of those buttons, but I decided I didn't like the look of the open corrugated part of it on the sides, so I wrapped a very thin piece of cereal box cardboard around the edges to give it a cleaner look. See? Like this. I doubled up some cardboard and cut out 3 circles. These circles are going to be glued down on top of those corrugated pieces that you just put down. Then, for the raised up part, I'm just going to take an X-Acto blade and cut up an old color pencil that I have laying around. These pieces are just going to be glued down, and then I'm going to glue slightly smaller circles of cardboard on top. And see, they look like the keys on the dagger. For the raised up embellishments, I just roughly drew them out with a marker on the handle, and then I'm going to cover some of those lines with thin strips of cardboard. For the curved embellishments, I'm just going to use hot glue. Basically, I'm just tracing my drawings neatly with hot glue, trying to keep a steady hand so the clean lines would look good once it's painted. For the pipe part that runs through the blade, I'm just using a mix of strips of cereal box cardboard for the straight lines and then hot glue lines for anything that has a curve. Part of the blade should have a rough texture, so I'm just going over that area with squiggly lines of hot glue. Hopefully when I paint it, it will look similar to the actual Green Ranger Dragon Dagger. So the pipe that's in the blade should come to a point, so I'm just cutting out a bullet shape from the corrugated cardboard and gluing that down, and trying to hide the seams with strips of cardboard. This little point should be rounded, so I'm putting a big dollop of hot glue on this pointed part so it looks rounded, kind of similar to what we did with the end of the handle where we made that hot glue dome. So now I need to do the Green Ranger's emblem, and to do that I'm just cutting out a stack of circles and make some more rough glue lines for the texture, and then glue on the Green Ranger Dragon Dagger symbol that I cut out from cereal box cardboard. The dagger also has a curvy pipe that goes around the emblem, so I think I'm just going to do this with cereal box cardboard. So I'm cutting it out of the picture, tracing it on a cardboard, cutting that out, and then gluing it down. Once everything is glued and cooled down, it's time to paint. I started off with a white spray paint and then painted in the black with some black craft paint. The next paint I did was green, and don't worry about it looking messy and splotchy right now. I think I'm gonna have to go in and paint multiple coats so everything looks very clean and finished. And this was especially true when I started trying to paint in the gold. The craft paint wasn't opaque enough and it was a little bit too watery, so I did a base coat in yellow and then painted the gold up after that. The blade is just gonna be silver. I think I'm gonna have to paint at least 4 coats total, so let me do that and I'll be back with the finished product. So there you have it, the Green Ranger Dragon Dagger from Power Rangers. The Green Ranger has been my brother's favorite Power Ranger since we were kids, so I made this for his birthday. Just some cardboard and a ton of hot glue and lots of patience. Anyway, please subscribe and leave a comment, it would be fun to talk to everyone. Oh, and please like this video too. Thanks for watching and see you soon everyone. Bye bye. I feel like the Gilligan's Island theme song should be playing while I'm painting this. Just keep painting and painting and painting.